we're doing a single eyeshadow palette eyeshadow look for beginners, and I wanted to make this video because I know that a lot of makeup artists nowadays, they use multiple palettes for their eyeshadow looks, and that's totally okay. I do that sometimes too. I just know that not everybody has access to multiple palettes or sometimes even to high-end makeup, and so I wanted to make a beginner video using just one single palette. So if you want to learn how to do this eyeshadow look that I did today on your eyes with this palette, feel free to keep watching. It is a two-part series, and I'm so sorry for that. TikTok just did not give me enough time, but I'll post both of them back to back so you don't have to worry about waiting for a part two. But this is the ColourPop Nude Mood palette, and let's get started. Jump scare. Just kidding. I don't have my makeup on from the beginning of this video because we're starting from the beginning. So good makeup starts with good skincare. So in the shower, I use the e.l.f. Daily Moisturizer, or Daily Cleanser, I mean. And then after, I do my Glow Recipe Toner, and I do 3 pumps of that. I do 2 for this half of my face and 1 for my forehead. Having good skincare is such an important part of having good makeup, so it doesn't pill, so that way it doesn't get flaky, it doesn't look cakey, and it'll soak into your skin naturally and normally. So I put on my Glow Recipe Toner. I've tried so many toners. I've tried so many from like way different brands. I mean, I've tried like really high-end ones, and I've tried really cheap ones, like even from the Dollar Tree, from Sephora, like all sorts of ones. And the Glow Recipe one is actually one of my favorites. I really like it. It's really nourishing, and it just makes my skin feel so hydrated, and it gets all that extra gunk off my face. After that, I go in with the Good Genes by Sunday Riley. It's like a liquid exfoliant, and I only do like this much, barely like over a pump. I just rub it into my fingers, and I put this all over my face. And this is like a liquid exfoliant. I struggle with really dry skin. I have really dry cheeks right here, and right here on the sides of my face are really dry. But I'm also really sensitive to oils, so that's really good for me. Just kind of let that dry down for a little bit. And then I like the Holy Hydration e.l.f. set that they have. These are the Hydrating Boost Drops. This one's the eye cream you can put underneath your eyes for those dark circles and puffiness. And then this is like their face cream. If I don't want to have something so heavy like a face cream, because this is more like a thicker lotion type thing, I do like to go with like a hydration cream. This one's from the Dollar Tree, and it actually works really well. It looks like a dupe for another water cream, if you know what I'm talking about. So I really like that. After I let my Good Genes dry down, I go in with my hydration drops, if I can get this open, and I just do 1 up here, 1 on my cheeks, and I run the bar across my chin, and then I kind of just rub all of that in. And even with just these 3 steps, my skin is like so shiny in a good way and really healthy looking. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with some of that water cream or the gel, because I don't want it to be so dry, but I also don't want the full face cream, so it gets so heavy on my face sometimes. But yeah, so and I run it down the neck. Don't forget your neck when you're doing face care. Don't do it. Okay, and don't judge my nails. When you have COVID, you don't want to get your nail tech sick, and I missed my appointment. I have an appointment this weekend, I promise. I will get them fixed. Anyways, don't judge me. I'm trying my best out here, okay? So yeah, that's basically what I do for my skincare, and this I let dry down completely before I start my makeup. Have that under eye cream. I just get a little dot, put it right underneath my eyes, and that's it. That's it. So we're gonna let this dry, and we'll be right back. Sorry for another jump scare. All I did was my eyebrows, and then I carved out the bottoms with some concealer, and then I brought the concealer down so that way I can just have an even color across my eyelids. And then you want to prep your eyes so that way your eyeshadow actually sticks to your eyes and doesn't go anywhere. I just have a Milani eyeshadow primer, so I'm just going to put a little bit of that on, and I use my finger, so I just put like a dot, maybe about that big, and then I put it between both of my eyes. So I just kind of mix it together on my fingers and then just literally apply it like that. And then you just want to kind of move it around, and I bring it under my eye here because I also put eyeshadow under my eye. As Lynn's makeup says, you don't look weird with eyeshadow under your eye, you're just not used to it. And honestly, that is such a true statement, because it took me forever forever to start putting eyeshadow underneath my eyes and actually being happy with it. Yeah, I totally thought I looked weird with it until I started doing makeup more often, and then I started looking at, you know, my previous photos when I didn't have eyeshadow under my eye, and I was like, girl, what were you doing? What were you doing? How I like to approach eyeshadow looks is I have 4 different colors. You want something dark for dimension, you want something a little bit lighter for a transition shade, you need something really light to buffer out the edges, and you want a shimmer for the inner corner, or if you want to do a cut crease or anything like that. We are going to do a cut crease today, but don't leave. Don't leave. It's so much easier than I think that you think it is, and I promise you can do it. I promise you can do it. So we're going to just jump into it. So I'm going to start off with a medium fluffy brush. You don't want anything too dense, so that way it can actually move your eyeshadow around. We're going to go in with Natural right here. I'm just going to kind of dip my brush around in it. You want backside, and the front, and then you want to tap out that extra. I don't know if you just saw that, but that is what causes fallout. I always do my eyeshadow first rather than my base because I don't want all that falling onto my base that I just worked so hard on. So I'm not going to do all that. So yeah, I dip into that one, tap it off. I start from the outside and I draw a line, kind of like I'm doing eyeliner. And then I swirl it around in small circles. And then same thing this way. And I just want to create a whole entire, and it's okay to reapply. It's okay to reapply. Just make sure you re-tap that out. And I am just going to blend this out. I'm probably like shaking my mirror, so sorry. Something I've learned by doing makeup for a few years now is it's gonna look crazy. That guy's car was so loud for like no reason. Anyways, it's gonna look crazy. Like, trust the process until you put the rest of your face on, like your base makeup, and then you end up putting on your lashes and everything like that. It looks so much better. And even then, sometimes I look at it and I'm like, I could have done a little bit more under there with my shadow. But yeah, I look freaking crazy, or I look like I'm sick half the time. I'm like, why do I look like this? Just trust the process. Now that we have our transition shade done, we're going to go in with a larger fluffy brush. We're going to go in with the lightest shade that we have in here. Again, both sides of the brush and the center. Tap that ish out. You don't want it on your face. Then we're going to go ahead and go in between my eyeshadow and my eyebrow. I leave it slightly below so that way I have room to buffer this out. So that line is just not so harsh. And I just, with the lightest hand, I am barely touching my skin here. And I just want to swirl this in. I'm doing the tiniest little circles because I want to blend it. Because this is a really harsh line. This is a lot more blended. It's just more buffered out into my brow. So it doesn't look like I just kind of like stuck it on there like that. And I go all the way down and all the way across. And I do that on both of my eyes. Okay, so now we need some definition. So we're going to go in with a little bit denser and shorter of a brush and go for the darkest shade we have in our palette. Again, both sides of your brush and the center. Tap that out. And we're going to go in, same thing we started in the beginning. And we're going to start a line right here and go just back and forth. And then we're going to slowly bring it up. See, I don't know if you guys can see that, but this right here and right into where my eye socket is. And we're just going to do a little V and then brush it out in the center really slightly. So you just have the concentration of the darker shade right here on the outer corner of the eye. Again, you're going to look freaking crazy. This looks so bad, but it's fine. Everything will be fine by the time you put it all together, and it'll be okay. So now you can just go straight in with your finger with the shimmer shade and just put it on the front end there, sharpen this up and be done. But we're going to cut the crease to make the shimmer shade a lot more pigmented and have it look really wet on the skin, and it's going to look so good. Take a little bit of concealer on the back of my hand with a concealer brush, which is going to be like angled. That's the word I'm looking for. I put a small dot at the front of my eye, and then I put one right here and open my eye. Oh, that was not large enough. So I can see where it hits up here, and then I just connect them and fill her in. And I fill this piece in here. Oh God, I need more concealer. Usually I do more than that. And then once this is all filled in, woo, I just kind of tap it out with my finger. So that way it blends to the outside here. Gosh, this is terribly hard to do on my phone without a mirror. Go to part 2.